Lordy, 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 is this gonna be a party? Well, Hermes got sued. Oh my god. Hullabaloo, do I have a story for you? A hump day happy or a hubba story, Hermes story for you? Hermes lawsuit, let's talk about it. Silly or serious? Joking or justified? Elitist entitlement or the opposite of that? Hermes hump day handbag. Let's talk about it. This is gonna be a long one. Strap in. I'm gonna be reading from my notes. Get used to it. I want to be a little more succinct, but I'm probably still gonna talk a while. So grab a cocktail, grab a drink, strap on in because it's gonna be a long one. Wednesday, March 20th, there was a lawsuit filed against Hermes. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the lawsuit. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, and I know I've watched a bunch of other people talk about this, but I want to give my take, and I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions, your thoughts. My take on this lawsuit, pro lawsuit, con lawsuit, believe in it, hardcore die fans, want to join the lawsuit, want to become a part of the class action, people that think it's silly, people that think it's pointless. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about, is this lawsuit justified? We're going to talk about what their points are they correct, are they not? We'll touch on the process a little bit of how Hermes works if you're new here and don't understand that, and then what this lawsuit is, and then thoughts, my thoughts and your thoughts and all the thoughts, okay? So that's maybe the little, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. What we think the outcome's gonna be. What do you guys think is gonna be out of the game? What do you think is gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just gonna give you my opinion. I might not use the right words. I might not say the right things. So please give me a little leeway here with that. Alleged lawsuit, right? It's alleged. Everything's alleged, right? Alleged. So I'm allegedly not a lawyer either. I'm allegedly learning. I'm gonna give my alleged opinion. Okay, whatever. Strap in, get ready. Let's do this thing. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a fashion freak and Hermes whore, Hermes lover, Hermes addict, and Hermes whore. And today we're talking about the Hermes lawsuit that was antitrust law, whatever, alleged, and also whatever. I might not use the right word. So whatever the lawsuit is that happened on Wednesday of this week, Wednesday, March 20th. I think they filed it on Tuesday, and it was announced on Wednesday by Business of Fashion, and then Hollywood Reporter, everywhere has talked about it now. There are other people that have talked about it. I watched Cassie's video; she was hilarious. I watched Caleb's video, also hilarious. I watched a bunch of videos. There were a bunch of other people have already talked about this. I know I'm a little late to the game and talking about it, but I wanted to let it stew and see it for a little bit before I kind of talked about it and gave my opinions. So we're going to talk about what the lawsuit is, what it means, stuff like that, how Hermes works as we know, and whether this is justified or not, and wrong and right or wrong, their policies and stuff like that we know of. Alleged policies, alleged lawsuit, alleged everything. Alleged. And then my thoughts and opinions, and also your thoughts and opinions. But before we get into it, if you want to see more content like this, please hit the like, subscribe, share button on the bottom below. And also I'm going to start doing the membership tier, so get tuned for that with membership stuff, and that's gonna be really exciting. So first, before we get into it, put your thoughts in the comments below. Are you pro? Are you against it? What do you think is gonna happen? What was your initial reaction? Put your initial reaction in the thoughts below. I would love to know your initial reaction. Okay. I should know all about this. I was an econ major. I wasn't a lawyer, but I was an econ major. Supply and demand. This is all about supply and demand, right? This is what this whole thing is about. Okay. So we're gonna get into it. Okay. So I think a lot of people have said that they thought this was coming. It's been a while. A lot of people have been very, very upset with the whole Hermes process, how it works, everything like that. A lot of angry customers, a lot of people that are unjustified. I feel like I'm coming from a place of I was that person for a while, but I was still playing the game, right? But now that I've gotten my birkin, but now that I've played the game and won, I obviously am coming from a different viewpoint, right? And so I'm gonna be a little more is this that big of a deal? But it's because I have won the game, right? So it may not be a big good deal for me because of that, but I understand where the people are coming from. But at the same time, the lawsuit's a little it seems a little reachy and a little I don't think I understand the idea behind it, but I also understand what Hermes is doing. So I can see both sides. I can play devil's advocate, and we will talk about both. But I understand what they were going for, but I don't think that they did on the mark, right? And we'll get into that too. So this lawsuit was filed on Wednesday, March 20th. I posted it to my story actually, and a bunch of you guys commented and asked me and thought about it. So that's why I'm also posting this video too, because I saw it right away at somebody from India sent it to me at 4 a.m. on Wednesday, and I was I have to talk about this. But then I didn't post it right away because I wanted to let it stew and see kind of thing. So now here we are talking about it, okay? And again, I want to preface that these are just my opinions, like my thoughts. I don't have the actual answers. I have learned a lot about Hermes, like secrets about Hermes. Like for example, like I was told by a former employee that they have all the stock. They always have stock and they limit it, right? So like they're choosing who to send it to, right? So like we can talk more about that, like how they have like quotas on how much they can send, especially in Paris, like how much they can spend in a week, a day, how many they can sell in a day, and like, but they have full stock in the back and they have the bag you want, but they just say no to you. And that's a whole other video, which I can do on another video, and which would probably be in my membership tier. I'm going to talk about all the Paris secrets that I learned from former employees about Paris. So cut, that's going to go for later. Subscribe to the membership to get that. Okay. So, oh my God, there's so many thoughts. Okay. So first of all, I think this is hilarious. I think that this is something that we have to chat about because like, it's crazy that this is happening, right? I mean, people have thought that this is gonna happen, but like, okay, so basically the lawsuit is that they're allegedly claiming that Hermes is violating antitrust laws by tying products. So like you have to buy this other stuff to be able to get the Birkin, the holy grail Birkin that everyone wants, their coveted luxury bag that's impossible to get, right? That's on this pedestal. And you have to buy all these other things, pre-spend, right, in order to get that. Now, this is in the US, right? This is lawsuits in California. This is how it kind of works, the pre-spend. You kind of like suggested to buy so much, a 1-to-1 ratio or 1-to-2 ratio. This is not how it used to be. Hermes used to be a wish list thing, right? Previously, and it still is a wish list thing in other places, like in London, in Italy, you just make a wish list for the bag that you want and you wait a year. The wish list expires in a year. So it used to be 9 months and now it's a year because there's so much demand. So you make the wish list, then the bag comes in within the year, you get that bag. So that process works in other countries, and that's how it used to be in the US too. You used to just make a wish and then wait a year or a couple of years, whatever. Like Sex and the City, right? Like it's a 5-year wait list, right? For a bag? It's not a bag, it's Birkin, right? Like very iconic TikTok sound, whatever, like things like that, iconic from Sex and the City. The demand, the exclusivity, all of that built into this bag. And so it used to be where you just do a wish list. Now it's pre-spend, and it's quote unquote pre-spend, right? Like nobody actually says it outright. It's not written anywhere in Hermes. And that's what the lawsuit is also gonna be about, is like, can they prove that that's what Hermes does? That they require you to buy other things in order to get the thing that they're tying it, which is what their case is. The case is that it's antitrust, because I'm gonna just read because I am not gonna say this right. Okay, so the case is that it's a class action lawsuit. So a class action lawsuit, like think Aaron Brockovich, right? It's like a bunch of people suing somebody for all being harmed instead of like individually suing them. They're all coming together. So right now it's 2 people, but there might be more people. People can join. I don't know. People want to join. People want to join, right? Also, people think it's crazy, right? So like it's a violation of US antitrust regulations, which defines certain practices of bundling goods or tying them to other purchases as an abuse of market power. So they're saying that you're abusing market power by making you buy all these other things in order to maybe get the thing that you want, right? Which is what we know as the pre-spend and the Hermes game. It's the Hermes game, which everybody knows about. There's so much, first of all, there's so many videos and things. This is not an unknown thing, right? There's videos on how to get a Birkin, what to wear, when to go, how to shop. Like I've done videos about that, the whole game and how you play it, and then people play the game. There's a difference between playing the game and wanting the bag, right? Like I think that people get addicted to the game and people get addicted to playing the game, which I thought I was addicted to playing the game, because like if you are addicted just playing the game and you just want to get the reward, and it's like that dopamine hit of like wanting to do it, which Charles Gross talked about, like this dopamine hit of wanting to get the bag, and I think it's very true. You want to get the bag, you want the reward, you want the prize, you want the validation, but then once you get it, you're over it and you want to go on the next thing. So these people haven't gotten that, and they're feeling excluded. And they're feeling excluded because they're not being allowed to buy something that they want, but that's exclusive. They want it because it's exclusive, which I think Cassie mentioned too, and this girl, Chloe Kennedy, said, this lawsuit perfectly captures the concept of people being upset. The same exclusivity they wish to participate in is being upheld. People being upset by, I think, the same exclusivity. So basically, they wanted this bag. They want this bag because it's exclusive and hard to get. That's a big reason why people want a Birkin, right? Because it's so hard to get. You can't just walk into a store and get it. If you were able to walk into a store and get it, it wouldn't be as coveted. It wouldn't be this queen bee bag. It wouldn't be this impossible to get thing. It wouldn't be as coveted. It wouldn't be as valued as much on the resale market, on the whatever, and be better than gold or everything like that. Part of the allure of this bag is that not everybody has this bag. People want it. It's coveted. You can walk down the street and people look at it. People it's a status symbol. It means something. It has value in that, and it's obviously it's a very well-made crafted bag. Hermes has to stand, the bag would not have lasted the test of time as being the most coveted bag if it was not amazing quality, amazing materials, very well put, like, you know, craftsmanship and all of that. They stand behind that. The brand has been around for forever, for almost 200 years. They stand behind their craftsmanship and like that. It's excellently well done. Although Caleb he said that they're going now from not making a bench making and sitting one to being a conveyor line or whatever. So they might not be as well crafted coming forward, which we can talk about in another video. They are very well made bags, and they are amazing, and that's part of it, right? There are a bunch of really well made bags. They are the creme de la creme in terms of quality, material, craftsmanship, like that. But there are a bunch of other bags companies, less known, less famous, less like more quiet luxury, Delvaux, like Delvaux is getting bigger too, but like all these, like, you know, like even like Loro Piana, whatever, but like all these other brands, there are other brands, like boutique brands that nobody knows about, that are just as well craftsmanship, and they stand behind it, and they're just as well made. But the Birkin could not have standed this test of time of being this queen thing without that. But also it's the exclusivity, right? You cannot just walk in. So it's amazing craftsmanship, quality, product, and it's hard to get. And what Chloe's saying is that they're being upset because they want to get this coveted exclusive bag that is exclusive for a reason, and there's a whole process as to why it's exclusive. And now because they're being excluded, they're suing, but that's the process that made them want the bag in the first place, right? We want what we can't have. We want this coveted thing because it's hard to get, because you can't just walk in and get it. That's a big factor as to why people want it. It's a big reason why we want it, right? So like that is part of the value of the bag, and that's why it stayed the top queen bag and over the test of time, is because it's impossible to get. So that, I think that is really funny. Anyway, so their lawsuit is saying that it's abuse of market power, and then it's saying that Hermes denied that they said they strictly prohibit any sales of certain products as a condition of buying other ones, and they have signs and things like that. But then there's also evidence of sales associates only getting 3% on other items and not getting on the Birkin, which kind of implies that they're, you know, motivated to sell other things versus selling a Birkin, because they're not getting any commission on the Birkin, right? And they want to get commission because they're paid hourly. And then there's also this talk of how they want the Birkins are only supposed to be sold to real clients that are not resellers. They're supposed to vet them, and the sales associate is kind of the gatekeeper that decides if a client is deemed worthy of getting the bag, which is what they said, deemed worthy of getting the bag. But it's their prerogative and their perspective. I mean, I don't know. It's a private company. They can choose who they want to sell to. They want to sell to their loyal customers who've been loyal to the company for a while, or they're not just going to sell to anyone. And like, they have to vet out people that are resellers. They don't want people to resell their bags. They sold out bags only to real clients as the company seeks to thwart on explosion of resale activity for its products. But it's also kind of funny because I know people have also said that there are people at Hermes that are like participating in reselling. From the sales associates all the way to the top, they get a cut of these resale sales, keep the market power. So that's a whole other thing. And if they have evidence against that, that's going to work for the case that the higher ups are also partaking in resale of these bags and getting a cut of these bags, and even providing these bags to be resold. Also a story for another time. And then it says a violation of Section 2 of the Sherman Act, which prohibits acquiring and maintaining a monopoly through anti-competitive means, the Cartwright Act, a California antitrust law that bars certain restrictions on commerce and attempts to prevent competition and unfair competition. So, and then they were saying that they're being forced to buy these other things. Nobody's forcing you to buy it, right? Nobody's forcing you to buy these other things that you don't want. Buy things that you want and make a wish list for a bag and wait. That is the process. Like, it's kind of silly. This whole thing is very silly. It sounds like they're just very upset people who are sad that they aren't getting a bag and now want to take it out. They're like crying. Like somebody said, elitist entitlement. And I think that's very spot on. Again, I'm coming from a place of already having won the game and gotten my bag. So if I hadn't, maybe I'd be singing a different tune. But I'm going with the facts that my opinion right now, right? And then they also say that like they want the bags to go to an Hermes lover, somebody that loves the brand and appreciates the brand. And so the SA is kind of this gatekeeper and can kind of like make you buy these other things in order to get it. But they really just want you to buy the other things because you love the brand. And then as a reward for loving the brand and appreciating they have a great quality. Everything else is well made too. Again, 200-year-old company, great craftsmanship. They put it into everything they do. Their shirts, their bracelets, their everything, like their shoes, everything is well made. They want you to love and appreciate the other stuff, and as a reward, give you this coveted bag that's hard to get, which also they don't have a ton of supply of. But then I've been told that they do have a lot of supply. But that's the side. Like, it does take a lot of time to make these bags. They don't completely readily available. or are they? Again, a conversation around time, but like they're not, it's not like they can just go back and get you the exact bag you want every day. Like it's not always there, right? So like there's a backlog, there's a supply and demand issue, econ major, supply and demand. This is like literally supply and demand 101. The demand is high, the supply is low. So it's gonna be, they have to pick who they're gonna give it to. They have to pick and choose. So are they gonna pick somebody that's just coming in demanding it, or they're gonna pick somebody that's a loyal customer that's been there shopping for a while? And like, it's like a loyalty program that a bunch of brands do, right? Like rewards program, you get 5% cash back. Rewards program, you get, first look on things. Rewards program, you get a Birkin offer. And then there's talk of all these like reseller SAs and reseller Birkins and stuff like that are in on this kind of thing. But that's a whole other topic too. The other thing I was gonna say is is it really how the purchase process is, or is it just scarcity for the brand? Because Hermes can come back and say, no, we just have a scarcity, right? This isn't our purchase process. This is just what people, they'll need to have evidence of written evidence or of people, of an SA or someone saying you have to buy this to get this, which I don't think they're gonna have because no SA says that outright. Definitely doesn't text it. They might imply it. They might like say it to a customer over if they have a good relationship with it, but they don't actually say it to you. It's not written anywhere. It's not in emails. It's not like, there's no actual, so they're gonna need proof of that for their lawsuit to stick versus Hermes can just say, that's just, it's supply and demand. We have a scarcity, and when something comes in, we have a wait list, and we have people that have made wish lists, and we give it to the right person for the right wish list at the right time. And if that person happens to be somebody that's a loyal customer, then we might give it to that person versus somebody that's less loyal, right? Like, I think that could be Hermes' argument, that clients they deemed worthy or whatever like that. Sorry, I'm jumping a little bit over the place, but okay. And also the lawsuit says it's Birkins, and somebody else said that the Birkins was misspelled, which they spelled it with an E, but it's been corrected. But Birkins in the lawsuit also covers Kellys and Constances, all their quota bags, hard to get bags. It's just like the process. And so this is the process in the US, right? But like in Paris, you can fly there and just go get a bag. But like that's a whole other thing. It's a whole other journey. And also like people will waste, myself included, entire vacations. I've done 3 trips to Paris, still no bag, where I've spent a week there trying to get a bag and I still don't get a bag. And that's a whole other thing. They just deny you. You can't even go in and you can't even make an appointment. But that's like, it's very clear. You need an appointment to get the bag. You don't get an appointment, you can't get the bag. And even if you get an appointment, it's based on the stock. Do we have it? No. I've gotten appointments and I still not received a bag. The game is the game, right? Many play, a lot of people lose. And I think these people lost this game and that's why they're upset and starting this lawsuit. And it's not the first person to do a lawsuit. Like Rolex had a lawsuit like this too. I think Tudor had one. I mean, many brands play this game. Maybe because of Hermes, or maybe because like even cars, Ferrari, like there's always this thing of like our most exclusive, hardest to get things are only reserved for certain clientele, our VIP clientele. Like we only make so many, we only have so many, we want to give it to our best clients. The best services go to the best, whatever, like, sorry, I'm all over this. Okay, so they said tying is one thing. They also said it was to gain a competitive advantage. They said they're trying to abuse market power, which they do have a market on the bag, I think. They're trying to take a competitive advantage against other companies. But like what competitive advantage are they getting by having you buy Twillies and shoes? They're not really competing over any other brands. There's no like, nobody else is their competition in those categories. And nobody's getting put out because of it, because you buy a couple of Twillies, because you buy some sandals and stuff like that, because you buy other things. That doesn't really stick. I read the whole thing. It's long. I mean, I understood it, but like it's worth a read. It's you can get it online. I think it's like 17 pages. They said that the Birkins are not available online, which is true. They aren't available online, but also so are a lot of other things. Like you cannot get, certain belts online. You cannot get certain shoes online, or they'll come on and go. You cannot get a rodeo charm. You cannot get a Pegasus online, and they'll come and they'll go. It's based on supply. What they have a bunch of other bags online, and those bags go in a second, right? They don't put the Birkin, Kelly, and Constance online. That is true, but they're saying that it's the only thing that's not available online, which is not true. There's a lot of things that aren't available online. It's supply and demand. Econ 101. Come on. Okay. They're saying that you don't always get the bag you want. Even if you make purchases, you don't always get the bag you want, which is true. But you can turn down the bag. You don't have to take the bag. Nobody's forcing you to buy the bag that you're offered either. You can wait and get a different bag. And they're saying you can't order it, the bag you want, which is not true. These other companies, you can make a wish list. Other countries, you can make a wish list of the bag you want. Also special orders, which is harder to get, but you can special order the exact bag you want. And not available online, you can buy it on resale. Like if you really have this big of an issue with it, just go and buy it resale. Like the same amount of money you're spending on PreSpend in the hopes of getting a bag, you can just spend that full amount on resale and just get the bag that you want in the size and the color you want. And that's what a lot of people do. If they don't want to play the game, they just buy the bag of resale. So that is like a big argument right there too. Just go buy the bag that you want. Nobody's forcing you to buy the bag. It's not a necessity, right? It's a luxury good, a $10,000 plus piece of leather that you're paying for. Whatever, you can get that same bag elsewhere. You can pay the premium and skip the line and skip the wait and get the exact bag you want on any of these websites and just pay for it. Instead of going through this like hassle and thing like that and feel like a lot of people feel like when they go to Hermes, they feel small. They feel like it's not a good experience. They feel like they're getting judged and like things like that because of how this process works and because they expect you to spend money. And it's a game, right? It's a game and it messes with your head. But again, like Charles Bush said, like, are you addicted to the game? Because maybe these people are just addicted to the game and they want the prize at the end of the game. But if you want the prize, just go buy the prize yourself. Like, you're not going to get any more satisfaction. I mean, there is something, like I obviously wanted the satisfaction of getting it from the store and being like approved and stuff like that. So there is that, but that's just winning the game, right? That you feel that like validation that you won the game and you got the bag from the store. But like, if you really want the bag, if it's about getting the bag and not about the game, which it seems like it's about they want the bag, just go buy the bag. You can buy the bag elsewhere. Also, they said it's not available for display. It is available for display. It's not available for purchase, but they do have Birkins on display in the store, in all the stores, okay? They also said that Hermes has spent millions of dollars on advertising this bag for thousands of bags to be made. I've never seen Birkins are not advertised anywhere. There's no advertisement for Birkins. They put them in their shows, sure. They have photos of them. There's no ad, it's not like there's an ad running for a Birkin. It's not like there is a spread in like Vogue that's like, get your Birkin today. Like, no, it's somebody maybe carrying a Birkin. It's not like they're advertising that you can just go buy a Birkin, right? And they're not spending millions on it. And then their other point was that this is making it to increase the price of the Birkin. They're making the scarcity to increase the price of the Birkin, which is not true either. They could easily increase the price of the Birkin. They could have huge price increases like Chanel does every 6 months and make the bag ridiculously expensive and to combat the resale market and just make it a $30,000 bag, entry level, get the bag for $30,000. Still, it's still going to be hard to get. They don't have the supply, but also they don't do that. They have a steady increase every year for God knows how many years, ever since the Birkin was made, of like 3 to 5%, maybe 10% at the most, right? But it's a steady, gradual increase every year of the price. And that is not like, they're not doing price increases like Chanel, right? They're not doing it to make more money. But then there's the point that the people have, like that they have an in on the resale market and are getting part of that money. Again, topic for another. If they win this lawsuit, let's think about that. If they win this lawsuit, they're going to be blacklisted. They're never going to get a bag. Like I don't know what they're trying to win out of this. They're seeking monetary damages and they're seeking Hermes stop these antitrust laws. But even if Hermes stops it, let's say they stop it and the pairing thing, they're still going to have scarcity. It's still and if they force them to make more bags, the bags are not going to be as good quality. If they force them to be able to just walk in and get a bag, the Allure is going to be gone. The Exclusivity is going to be gone. It's not going to be as coveted. People are not going to want it as much. And if you can just walk in and get a Birkin, it defeats the purpose of the Birkin. Like, that is innate in Birkin. It's like you want it because you can't just get it. Right? You have to wait, you have to earn it. And or you won't buy it, right, resale, whatever. But you're paying a lot for that resale price tag. And if you can just walk in and get it, it's gonna ruin the essence of the Birkin, I think. And so if that's I don't think that's gonna happen. So what's gonna happen is probably they're just gonna limit supply of the Birkins to the US or to California. They're just not gonna have them as much. It's gonna be harder and harder to get. And they won't do any tying, quote unquote, right? Alleged tying, and you'll just not get it. I don't know. And this pre-spend thing, also it doesn't your pre-spend, quote unquote. So your pre-spend is you're supposed to spend 1 to 1. Now it's maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 5, depending on the bag. Mini Kellys are harder to get, exotics are harder to get. But that's what the alleged is. You pre-spend a certain amount of money. And we've talked about it. Everyone's talked about it. We all know it. It's a thing. It's the game, right? You spend money in other categories to be offered a bargain. You show your loyalty to the brand so that you can get the bag you want, which is the hard thing to get when one becomes available. But there are rules for that too, right? You can't, certain things get you there faster. Buying jewelry gets you there faster. Buying some random $1 million chess set, whatever, things that aren't the feeder stuff, the orans and the bracelets and the cologne and the perfume and the scarves and the twillies and the blankets. There's the bigger ticket items that will get you there faster, and then the smaller ticket items that take time to build, right? To get you there, to get a thing. But then that you have to be committed to one store and one sales associate too. That's a whole thing that we know as well. Whereas if you buy it in another country or you buy it at a different store in the US, it's not going to go towards your pre-spend purchase history, right? So that can be an argument for them too, that you have to be kind of connected to one store. But it's also like Hermes saying, like, you have to show loyalty. Like we like to reward the customers that are loyal to our one store, as each store kind of operates like its own little individual company, right? So I don't know how long this case is going to go on. I'm really excited to see what happens with it. Okay, so now I've talked about the case, and I kind of touched on pre-spend and how it works. We all know how it works, right? Like, that's kind of the process. But I really think, like, this is crazy. First of all, like, this is an like, the fact that this is happening. I mean, people have, like, okay, a lot of people are for this. A lot of people are like, this is a long time coming. Like, I got a lot of comments when I posted it. It's about time. They deserve this, things like that. And then a bunch of people are like, this is stupid. This is silly. Like, this is just a, like, baby having a tantrum, basically, right? Like, which side do you guys fall on? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that this is justified? Do you think that this is just stupid? Do you think that... I want to know what's going to happen, but it's going to take some time. Like, this is an alleged allegation. They're going to need proof. They're going to have to put a class action lawsuit. I'm sure people are going to join it. Other people are going to join it. People are going to add on. Angry. There are a lot of angry, disgruntled Hermes clients that are maybe going to add on to this. So this might get bigger and bigger and bigger and turn to that whole Aaron Brockovich thing. Again, without the evidence, without the proof. And I think that like a lot of these acquisitions are a little baseless and a little reaching and a little like, you know. So I don't know. But then they do have points like the commission structure, the 3% sales associate thing versus motivating them to get the bag. And they're abusing market power, like, because they do have a kind of market cap on this thing. But I want to see how this case is going to go forward. And the whole reseller, like, versus real clients, they want to prevent from reselling, which is fine. They're allowed to do that. Like, they don't want their client, like, I think they have it in their receipt too. You cannot resell this. It's yours, blah, blah, blah. But they are one of the top luxury brands. It's like they are going to, it's interesting because also I want to talk about the stock dipped the past couple of days too, because it went to its all-time high and then it's dipped now too. Because this is like, I would love to see how the stock, we're gonna monitor that, but I'm gonna monitor this whole thing. But then there are people that talk about, look, it's just a bag, it's just a material thing. Like, why are you getting a fistty fit? Like, this is not that deep, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just go get it somewhere else, or just don't get the bag. Like, and again, coming from a place I've already gotten one, right? So, but anyway, either way, this lawsuit is a surefire way that they're never gonna get offered a bag from the bag. They're gonna be blacklisted for sure. And there are all these videos, like, and it seems like they don't really know, they understand the process, right? Because there's all these videos about there explaining exactly how this works. And it seems like they don't even know how it works. I don't know, what do you think is going to change, like, the Hermes game? Because Hermes, the bag is the reason it is, because it's the epitome of luxury and top luxury fashion because of the game. Because of the game and how hard it is to get the bag, right? And it's top of the food chain because of that. So taking that away is going to make it less coveted. And these people that want this bag, they want it because it's exclusive. They say it's an exclusive bag. They say Vogue is, you know, named the top bag. It's hard, like, it's on par with Cartier's Love bracelet and blah, whatever. It's all in the lawsuit about why this is such a coveted bag. They're taking away that coveted bag if they take away this game, if they make it easier to get. And even this lawsuit is taking it away. It's making it, it's like tarnishing, like, it's hurting the brand a little bit. I think this bag is so hard to get because of that, right? And it's hard to create that kind of desirability forever. We see bags come and go. It bags come and go. The freaking Jody, like, you know, I mean, the name of the bag, like Loewe t-shirt, like the Andiamo right now, like the Margot Rowe bag, like, these bags will come and go, but it's impossible. It's like creating a movie star, right? Like a movie star right now. There's like so many famous people and TikTokers and things like that. And young celebrities, but like a movie star, like a Tom Cruise, like a Julie Roberts, like you don't create movie stars like that anymore. It's hard to make that lasting forever desirability. This bag accomplished that. I don't think other bags do that. And so, like, it's very, very hard to create that. And part of that is the exclusivity and the game and the process and the desirability and all that kind of stuff. It is the Queen King handbag for a reason, right? All these years because it's so hard to get. And if that allure is lost, the bag is not going to be that coveted. And if the bag is not that coveted, are they even going to want it? They want it because it's coveted. They want it because it's coveted, and then they're going to try to take away the covetedness of it. Yeah, I think this whole thing is fascinating. I am of the mindset, I think, that this is silly. Like, just get the bag somewhere else if you want to get the bag. Again, coming from a place like that. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to do a follow-up and see, like, where this is at. I'm going to try to just post this right now on the Extremely Conscious thing because I talked a lot. But I hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys. And I want to know your comments below because this is crazy. This is so fascinating and so interesting. Like, is it a long time coming? Is it deserved? Like, is this gonna knock them down a tier? Is this the end of Hermes? Is this the end of luxury fashion? I really hope not. And like, obviously I'm a little biased because I love this bag. I want it to keep its value. I just got it. I want it to be coveted. I like walking down with it. I like getting looks. I like that it is exclusive and that everyone can get it. I like that I have it. And again, I don't even have like a very hard to get one. It's a 35 in gold. It's one of their most common bags. Gold is gold. It's beautiful. It's great. It's amazing. It's hard to get still, but it is like there's tons of these on the resale market. It is one of their more made bags. They make a lot of it. Like they're black and they're gold and they're cray and they're etoupe. Like it's their house staple bag they make over and over again. So there are just more of them out there versus like a limited edition color. That being said, I love that I have this. And so I don't want that exclusivity to go away. I don't want that allure to go away. I don't want this bag to be basically become where you can just walk in and get it, right? And I hope that this lawsuit doesn't do that. And again, if you really want to go get the bag, just go get the bag. You can get the bag you want and get that get that desirability if you have the money to do it, right? Which it seems like these people do because they've already spent the money on the pre-spend in other places. So they obviously have the money to get the bag. Just go get the bag you want. I don't know. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. You guys. Oh yeah, welcome back. I know I've been off for a little bit. I'll talk more about that next video. This video is too long, but I'm going to try to get back on it. Okay. Thank you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Please smash the like button. Please share with your friends and family. If you hate it, share with your many exes. I know your time is valuable. I know your time is precious. So I appreciate you spending your time here with me. Thank you for listening to my long rant about this. And I can't wait to see where this goes. Okay. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.